And overwhelming offense from Mapua in that set number 1. Now we begin the second set. This is still Martin Javier with Melissa Gohing-Nasino. Later on, we'll hear from Gleisel Galpo at courtside. That is Freyan Garcia, who had 5 points in set number 1. Or 6 points rather, starting us off. But Benilde with a booming first point here in the second frame.
Ondangan targeting the corner pockets of the court kasi bantay na bantay sila sa gitna yung mga strong spikes nila. So they really need to variate their offense now sa Mapua na maganda ang pinapakita sa depensa.
That's right. Raisa Ricablanca.
Net touch. Lady Blazers.
Her shot falls in. At ito pa yung isa sa naging istorya natin nung set number 1. Hindi hinahayaang ng Mapua magkaroon ng consecutive responses itong Benilde.
Yes, and that was their problem that they really need to address sa game na ito. Kasi yung second round, nakakalamang sila, pero hindi sila wala silang panapos that time. Nakakahabol yung Benilde Lady Blazers. They had a lot of opportunities para makuha yung set, especially the third set. Pero yun nga lang, wala silang panapos. And I guess they had a talk probably because we can see they're different now. Meron na silang panapos nung first set. So tingnan natin if they can pull away sa second set.
Greg Cabadin, she rarely does that. Drop ball sa gitna. Ayadin Singh with a sharp hit.
Ayadin Singh with a sharp cross-court hit kasi bantay na yung mga long balls hit niya down the line. So we are seeing more variation now sa attacks ng Benilde, and let's see if it's gonna work for them for the second set at makakabawi sila dun sa loss nila sa set 1.
Yeah, 2 apiece. Not the ideal first ball. But Mapua sends it across. Here is Singh again. Nag-iinit na si Ayadin Singh.
You know, this girl is unstoppable. Once she makes 1 point, dire-diretso na. Yun yung nangyari sa kanila nung third set when they went up against Mapua nung second round. Siya yung tumapos.
20 puntos. But Benilde, another uncharacteristic service error.
They really need to lessen their service errors kasi yun din, you know, a service error is an easy point to your opponent. So you don't want to give an easy point, especially now in the semifinals.
Now they find themselves down by a set. Then Singh, read by Cabadin. Manalo had to reach for it. The SS will try. Ricablanca go with the dig. The SS tries again, this time off a drop. No. Back attack. Nolasco deflects. Pasarte. Back to Zam. Nice defense here by Greg. Sa kanya ibibigay. Go again. Keeping it alive. Lieses. Rebustes with a response. Two-handed push. Set up from the Lady Blazers. Combination for Ayadin Singh.
This is the longest rally so far. Both teams, number 2 and number 3 digging teams, are now scrambling on the floor, you know, making an effort to get just 1 point. And Benilde finishes that rally strong by Ayadin Singh.
Gavika. Lieses. Scramble. Back row push. Zam from the middle. She scores.
The Lady Blazers saw that hole in the middle. Kanila pa nila, nakita nila na, we got an opportunity right now. That middle spot of their defense, yun yung weakness ngayon ng defense pattern ng Mapua.
So 5-3 is our tally here. Ricablanca. Yes, this was ready. 4-1 run for Benilde, but Mike sends it wide.
That's pretty unlikely for a Maikago to commit that kind of error during rallies. Pero grabe, I just noticed right now, Mapua is targeting the setter.
Oo.
Lahat ng chance ball nila, mapa-chance ball lang, they're gonna give it back to the setter. Kaya hindi din sila nakakabalik yung Lady Blazers na mga running attacks kasi yung chance ball nila sa setter binibigay.
Wow, oo nga. As this scores off the block there. That's an interesting observation because that eliminates a perfect pass.
Yes. And a perfect set from a chance ball.
Yeah.
Targetin mo yung setter, di ba? Para walang magandang quick.
Correct.
Tsaka yung walang running attack. Kasi usually yun pag chance ball, running attack, automatic. From Basarte to Zam.
Interesting game plan here for Mapua. Kept alive by Lieses. Manalo!
Manalo is one of the most consistent spikers of Mapua in this game. No, she's not the tallest middle blocker, pero grabe.
Serving.
This is her original position. Went back to it since last season after being a wing attacker previously. Garcia wins the battle at the nets. 6-all.
Yun talaga yung calling ni Manalo. You know that position because she is shining in that position.
And she is not intimidated even against the taller blockers of the league.
That's true. Sahod na sahod niya o nababasa niya yung mga quick attacks.
Yeah. Mike's from the other side. Wow!
Wow.
Placement hit coming from Micah Go.
Kung may sharp cross-court hit sa front line, yan, sharp cross-court hit behind the net. As in, right beside the net. Wow. Grabe yung ball control talaga ni Micah Go.
Yeah.
And I'm actually excited for her. You know, she's the only one who's graduating in the sa Lady Blazers. So, she would want to have a good ending, right?
Block point.
Yeah, and, especially as Benilde sends us to our first technical timeout. Si Mike Siksik magpapadraft na pagkatapos ng ating season. All right, let's go to a quick break. On the other side, we'll have Gleisel Galpo.
My name is Julia Ong. Question. Anong NCAA school ang puro aral lang? Eddie, Araliano University. Pero syempre, joke lang yon. Nandito tayo today, hindi para mag-aral, kundi para makisaya sa kanilang NCAA Season 100 Pep Rally.
Masaya yung...
So nakatutok pa rin kayo dito sa NCAA Season 100 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Like you mentioned earlier, Martin and Melissa ay talagang kinakapos sa dulo itong Lady Cardinals. Similar to what they shared with me na nauubos daw talaga sila sa dulo. But so far, it looks like they have learned their lesson after showing us a more aggressive Lady Cardinals na ipinangako sa akin kanina ni Coach Aying na makikita raw natin ngayong araw. Isa lang naman ang paalala niya during the huddle at ayan ay ang mas tiyagain pa nila ang depensa. On the other end, a frustrated consultant Jerry asked his squad, anong ginagawa nyo? Hindi nyo ginagawa ang trabaho nyo, calling on the Lady Blazers to be more mentally present, emphasizing that they should read their opponents better and find the right timing to execute their plays. Martin and Melissa?
Thank you so much, Gleisel Galpo. Well, for most of Coach Jerry's players, this is their first time in a Final Four atmosphere. So you would assume that they're gonna adjust to it. And this is different intensity we are talking about here, Mel.
Yeah, and we are seeing also rookies playing for the first time in the semifinals of the NCAA. So it can be, you know, it's possible rookie cheaters or niwa-warm up pa lang nila, you know, getting their confidence for the semifinals. Iba kasi yung pressure talaga eh. When you enter the semifinals, yung labanan nito hindi lang kondisyon eh. Pupusuan mo talaga yung laro pag sa semifinals na.
That's right. And again, we've seen that happen before, you know, upsets. A good example was our first game earlier in the men's division. Number 1 team, Benilde, beaten via a sweep by the number 4 team, the Letran Knights.
Kaya bilog talaga ang bola pag sa semifinals na. Every team back to 0. And if you are on the top seed, you know, make the most out of the twice to beat advantage.
Yeah. Ayadun Singh winding up and going down the line.
Ayadun Singh answers back to Freyan's to Freyan's down the line too. Nakita nila, down the, okay, down the line din ito target ko.
Well, that was great execution from Mapua as well after the timeout. Freyan sending it straight to the net. So Benilde will establish their biggest lead. 12-8 here in the second set.
Ngayon, nagmi-misreceive. Dapat mas agresibo yung spiker natin. Misreceive na nga, sinet na nga na gano'n, mamaliin pa natin yung dulo. Di ba? Dapat hindi gano'n. Pag nagkamali yung kasama na, ni-recover natin yung mali niya para umangat ulit tayo. Lumalayo sa error natin eh. Okay, so kailangan lang, compose lang ulit, ibalik nyo lang ulit yung sarili nyo. Huwag magmadali, mag-isip na mag-isip.
Instructions from Coach Aying Esteban, especially now that in this stretch, aside from the solid play of Benilde, tinutulungan pa nila because of their errors.
And they really need to stop kasi good receiver. Number 2, best server ngayon si Micah Go in the league.
Precisely.
Kaya kailangan nila i-stop kagad yun.
That's right. Oh! Yes! With the connection. That is Ash Lieses with the point.
The Lady Blazers are now targeting the zone 1. And 2 points straight na yun at hindi pa nakaka-adjust yung defense pattern ng Mapua with that.
And still on the service line is Mikes. Kafika Ong was rejected. Scramble from the side of the Lady Cardinals. Ondangan. Kabadin. Lieses. On the line pa rin. This time, a chance ball is sent. Ondangan! Running attack.
Grabe yun yung depensa din ni Kabadin. Medyo napagod na siya nun sa last palo na yun. Puro down the line yung target. That same zone 1 is now the target of the Lady Blazers. So kailangan talagang tibayan yung depensa ngayon ng Mapua.
Yeah, at some point, kailangan na mag-adjust netong Mapua Lady Cardinals. Areca Blanca, nasasagot na sila ng floor defense ng Benilde. They go to Nicole Ong who overcooks it. So now it's compounding for the Lady Cardinals. And now Benilde will shuffle the players here. Clyde Del Catarig, who is a deadly spiker, comes in for the first time, replacing Ash Lieses. It is a massive 7-1 run, mounted by Benilde.
Just imagine when Micah Go, you know, is in the service line. Lumalamang talaga yung puntos ng Benilde.
Pinapahirapan yung first ball, and the Lady Blazers are rolling here, doubling up on Mapua.
What is up, NCAA? This is Glycel Galpo, and today we are here at the College of St. Benilde to witness their pep rally as a show of support for the Benilde Blazers sa nalalapit na NCAA Season 100.
Natutuwa po kami na natuloy na ang aming pep rally dahil for a couple of days medyo hindi matuloy.
It is 16-8 here in the second set. And again, this is almost like a deja vu of their first round encounter. Kasi Mel, first set nun, nanalo itong Mapua 25-20. Second set, Benilde responded in a big way, 25-11, and they're duplicating it right now. Look at the run here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0 run right now for the Lady Blazers.
And that's the thing with the Lady Blazers. Kapag on a roll sila, on a roll talaga. It's either na makakabawi sila, makakahabol sila ng dire-diretso, or lalamang sila ng sobra-sobra. But I guess Rica Blanca wants to stop that.
Yeah.
So tingnan natin kung kakayurin ba ng Mapua yung napakalaking lamang ngayon ng Benilde.
And against Benilde, hindi mo afford na talagang lumaylay ng matagal.
Yes.
Diba? Katarig! Ong! tracks it down, but they don't get another dig. So Playdel Catarig scores her first point in the match.
You know, that's the big advantage of the Lady Blazers. Malalim yung bench players nila.
Yeah.
So kahit ano, you know, their coaches can really play their cards.
Miscommunication.
We are seeing a different Mapua during the second set. Yun yung mahirap kapag nakakalamang na rin yung kalaban nila. They really crumble down.
Yeah.
So,
Number 7,
tingnan natin
Gavita for
if
number 10.
mabubuhay ba sila midway.
18 serving 9.
And a big factor here in the second set is the receiving of Mapua. They did a great job in the opening set, but here nahihirapan sila sa second set before this attack by Tere Manalo. That's a solid execution from Mapua. And Mel, we have to mention that Mapua is actually dead last when it comes to receiving in the NCAA.
Yes, and Micah Go knew that kanina. Talagang tinarget niya lahat. She made variations. May certain target players siya na ginawa. And kaya lumayo din yung puntos nila. Just like what I've said, ang lalim talaga ng bench players, and si Catarig, maaasahan mo yan kahit galing siya sa bench. Kapag sinub mo yan, she's really gonna deliver right away. Just like what she did.
And Playdel Catarig, for a good part in the season, was our most efficient spiker. She was number 1 until they started to change up the rotation.
Yeah, and props to her, you know, despite, not starting, whenever she comes in, she delivers all the time.
Pero si Raisa Ricablanca ang bumubuhay dito sa Mapua. That's a nice serve. Catarig! Outside? Yeah, that's outside for Playdel. So 2 straight points for Mapua. It is vital for them to get back to their set 1 form before we end set number 2. Kahit ano mangyari. But right now it's Benilde rolling, establishing an 8-point lead.
Well, despite scrambling kanina dun sa set, pero nagawan pa rin ni Densing. Hinabol niya na yung bola na yun para lang to get that ball over the net. And nagkapuntos pa. Hindi pinakita kanina, pero natamaan din yung ulo ni Basarte after.
Yeah. So, magpapahinga muna si Raisa Ricablanca. Papalitan niya ito ni Tambasakan. On the other side, Catarig is replaced by Ash Lieses. And Lieses, upon her re-entry, scores the ace. Timeout, Coach Aying Esteban, as we see another loaded serve from the Lady Blazers.
Training natin yun eh. Kasama kayo. Kaso ang nangyayari, iniiwasan mo lang iniiwasan, mamamatay talaga na mamamatay. Kasi nga, hindi yun news na ginagawa natin sa training. Diba? Then, sumasabi doon sa ibabaw, dapat kayong dalawa ni setter kumukuha doon. Bakit yung nasa likod kukuha doon? Diba? Tapos, sige lang, iyan nyo lang, kinukuha nyo yung momentum, mini-error lang natin ang ina-error. Okay, sige lang, balik lang ulit.
Recover!
Yeah, reception has been the major problem for Mapua this set. They're affected by the heavy serves nitong Benilde, man.
Yeah, probably the coaches reminded the girls na, you know what? We have strong servers and we need to make the most out of that.
Yeah.
You know, to beat Mapua. Wow.
And after the timeout, after those instructions, it's back-to-back aces for Ash Lieses.
And usually, if you're, if you came from the bench, just pinaserve ka kagad, usually may jitters pa yan konti. But, Ash Lieses is proving us wrong.
Yeah. She's responded well here in this match. Freyan, kinargahan. Gavika. Go. Soft touch for Micah Go.
Grabe. Simpleng tip. And Micah Go really knows, where to put her tips, where to put yung mga soft spikes niya, or even yung mga hard cross-court hits niya.
Another run for Benilde. And again, it's Ashley Esses spending a good amount of time at the service area. And that's ended by Tere Manalo.
Tere Manalo used that space. Medyo malayo yung blockers at nahuli, kaya tip the ball, kaya pumasok din sa mga blockers.
10-point lead. Tere Manalo will start. Dorog, good first ball. Go. Too strong. Yeah, no check according to our referee.
What really surprised me is that the Mapua, they target the libero of the Lady Blazers. So I guess, you know, they really need to vary their serve just like
They're
this
targeting,
one.
yeah.
Oo.
Because that's Dorog's job. Diba? Reception.
I mean, she's the strongest
Yeah.
receiver of the whole team of
That's
the
right.
Lady Blazers.
Kasi si Getigan ginagamit pang digs.
Yes.
Yung pag transition plays.
Yes.
Wewe Estoque. Kinakausap ni Coach Jerry. I'm assuming she'll take action later on. Mapua with a counter run. Mikes again. And Benilde is now at set point.
Maikago with her classic sharp cross-court hit dun sa first line. Kaya if you see her in the front line, dapat yung depensa, dun ka muna dun sa corner na yon. Aantay mo, then papasok ka if ititip niya yung ball.
Nagdoble palit muna si Coach Jerry and Coach Onyok Getigan. Zen Basilio is now the playmaker for Benilde. Big time block for the Lady Blazers to end the second set. Look at that. They roof that Freya and Garcia attempt to tie the match. Lady Blazers dominate the second set, 25-15.